What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are traditional fans with opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Chainsaw Man, Chapter 219. So in this chapter, so you see Dingy and Asa talking, and basically, Dingy says he can't really control what Uchida does on the outside. Asa says she can't really control Yoru, the War Devil. Um, basically, Dingy says he wants to basically. There's all this stuff about Yoru's world, Lil D's world. He says he wants to make his own world and he wants Asa to be part of it. Asa says she wants to, but she can't because of Yoru. Then she says that he's half devil too, so if Asa's devil half gets in the way, he'll deal with it. Then you have on the outside Yoru reattaches a Death Devil's head to her body, and then yeah, so basically Death Devil says she would rather not um die because she's excited for a school festival. Joru says that, since she saved Death Devil's life belongs to her. And then, yeah, so basically, Yoru tries to have Death Devil made into her living weapon, but Chainsaw Man with Pochita cuts Death Devil in half and cuts Yoru's arms off. Then while Yoru regenerates, um, so Chainsaw Man can eat Death Devil, which erases death. That sets up the big fight between Chainsaw Man and Yoru. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Finally setting up the big fight between you know Uchida and Yoru. See how that goes. So yeah, I want to see how that fight goes, and I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. What's in season 2, episode 4? So in this episode, there's a tornado that hits the city, and so Shinwell, who of course is a nursing student, for the patients he's watching over, he notices some weird ooze on their bodies around some rashes. He brings it up, and basically, so his supervisor dismisses it due to there being a staff shortage. They probably don't have enough people to deal with it. So he brings it up to Watson. And the team believe it's a flesh-eating bacteria. First, so they quarantined with all that stuff. They test him, well, see whether he's accidentally a carrier. He's not. But then once they see other systems, and it's found to actually be fungal spores caused by debris from the storm, and they try to figure out circumstances that led to the cuts regarding some people. How they get. So in the case, there's one guy who's like a big time basketball athlete. You know, scholarships, but he has to lose his leg. Like that's the only way to save him is to lose his leg. And that if Shinwell's struggling with that, and then Watson researched and said that he did all he could, that if he waited longer to say anything, that that player would probably lose his life instead of just his leg. And then there's another one. I mean, you got two others, but there's mainly one other one that's discussed is This one lady's a pastor's wife whose husband is going to some conference or something in Texas. Her emergency contact is a family friend. The way things are worded, you could probably easily, everyone could easily figure out that she was screwing that said family friend. And when it comes to how scratches, the scratches were gotten during intercourse. And it's revealed that some fleas were involved with getting some of that into the fungus into her. And the fleas, it was connected to like the guinea pigs, some pet guinea pigs that so the family friend, like I think it was like his one of his relatives left him with some guinea pigs, and that allowed fleas to get around. So yeah, and that's not the weird. So the fact that the pastor's wife is having an affair while her husband is away, that's not the. So the weirdest part is why. So apparently the pastor's aware of it. The whole of it. The pastor said, yeah. So the pastor and his wife, they were trying to have kids and they couldn't. There's some fertility issues, and IVF wasn't working, and the way they went about it, there's still no kids to my knowledge. Is so basically the whole takes three something about I guess three people's DNA to make a zygote, which is inaccurate. So basically, the idea was do something involving. So basically, the family friend joined the pastor and his wife in a throuple. Yeah. So the pastor was screwing his wife and another dude, while the dude was also screwing his wife. Which there's a biologically there's some issues with that because no, you only need a sperm and an egg. You don't need a sperm and you don't need two sperm and an egg or two eggs and a sperm. It's one sperm, one egg. It's so only two people are needed. Yes, there are some issues. Like whatever issues with where them having kids, that's a whole other thing. So and apparently they want it basically like the pastor, his wife, and family friend want to keep it a secret from the congregation because it would cause a big scandal if congregation learned that a pastor was involved with a throuple. That would cause problems. Like, regardless of your opinions of that lifestyle, it would cause problems because one, it's cheating. Like it's cheating. It's with permission. It's cheating. Yes. I mean, some people say, is it really? No, it's cheating. If you, even if you have permission, it's still cheating. And even if it's at the same time, then with your spouse, it is still cheating. It's cheating with permission, but it's still cheating. And obviously, and of course, the preachers, the Bible is very clear about adultery because that is essentially what's going on is adultery. And yes, you have a lot of other stuff in the Bible about specifically some stuff, but yeah, I could see why it would have cause a controversy within a church. Anyway, then there's a whole bit where subplot. So Adam is engaged to Lauren, and it's announced that Lauren is pregnant in the show, and Adam is concerned because basically he had told Lauren he wanted kids, but once he's thought about it, he basically and he believes he doesn't. So it looks like that's gonna be a recurring thing throughout this season. Is him struggling with the fact that he's about to be a father. So that'll be a big thing. Yeah, I did not like this episode. There are some problems. Like I don't care about these patients like at all. Like a lot of medical mystery shows, they do a good job of making you care for patients. This is not one of those good medical mystery shows. So yeah, I did not like this episode. I'll begrudgingly watch the next one. Exorcist chapter 163. So in this one, Toto falls to the ground after losing at Shima. Then you see some of her backstory of how she joined the Illuminati, met Lucifer, all this stuff, and then basically see so basically she accepts defeat. Toto accepts defeat from Shima. Then like see all the cameras show Shima like standing in victory, so everyone's cheering. And then after that yeah, so after that Ren and Shimi yeah, they meet like they start heading toward their groups start heading towards the meet up with Team D and all that. So basically, yeah, it's mentioned that everyone knows about listen to their conversation from a few chapters ago. And Yukio says that he says that Red has issues, so she must have to take care of him. And if it's too much, that he'll dispose of the problem. So yeah, mm, yeah, so that bit's funny. The whole conversation, and then so with her walking towards this whole just like the main like the next big area, Shimi sees a kid out of the corner of her eye for some reason. So I guess that's Sam the next big fight part about this arc. See, I'm interested in how that goes. So yeah, I like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. The Rats, A Witcher Tale. So this is like some spin-off of The Witcher that released the same day as season 4. Basically no marketing whatsoever for it. And so basically you have where Leo Bonhart had captured Ciri the end of season 4, and he tells Ciri about some of the history of the rats, you know, which he had massacred all of them. So you see some of the rats, Gis- Gizelzer, Missile, Ase, Iskra, Kayla, and Reef. Basically, that group forms trying to plan out. They try and do a heist against Dominic, who Vinegill, who's like Bonhart's cousin. So they steal money from from Hovingill's you know um, arena bets, and then yeah, and you also see some of the backstory um from various members of the Rats, like so there's a whole thing about there being a monster called Jalowick created through alchemy. Now Missile sees the Jalowick and it's revealed to be Juniper, who is uh Missile's ex, who she thought was dead, and Missile kills Juniper to save the rats. And yeah, so basically, yeah, so they go there trying to find, and they recruit Brehen to help them steal all the money. Brehen's like a former Witcher, and so yeah, so basically, yeah, so then rigged in, so Brigden, who's like a chief mercenary under Uvengil, is like yeah, so you Alcei defeats him. Then you see also so Bonhart arrives, kills kills Brienne when he stays behind to help the others escape. And yeah, so I didn't like this. Like this gave me no reason to care about the rats. Like no reason to care about Siri or any character. Like I thought it was a dumb movie. Like they should just include it as part of season 4. That would have been better. Yeah, and yeah, I just thought this was dumb. Like a dumb way to like tell the story of the rats. It comes across like it's a James Gunn fantasy, where a bunch of dumb humor randomly. Um, Music sounds way too current day at times, like too much like pop music or techno, whatever. And yeah, I mean, of course, that's not a James Gunn trope, but the James Gunn trope mostly regards to the attempts at humor. Yeah, I did not like this film. Um, you know, it's meant to be a direct follow-up to season 4. I was not a fan of this or season 4. So yeah, I cannot recommend this. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.